2. Test 1, 2. There it is. And this guitar, Larry. Test 1, 2. Good. Okay, I wasn't sure. I asked Michael to do
It was
it.
supposed to be Patrick, but I had traded with Patrick.
Okay, and that's all you have to do. We're not going to do announcements or anything. Just read the Daily Word. How are you?
Okay, how are you doing?
Good.
I'll have, yes.
Janet was scheduled to read, so she's going to read the Daily Word.
Okay.
Right. Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Sometimes the intuition is a powerful thing, right? Well, all the time the intuition is a powerful thing. It seems more powerful when what you intuit manifests. And I imagine this morning it'd be nice if we had at least 20 people here. So I think we're doing good. I should have imagined 100. Although I am aware in these times that it's not about how many, it's about how deep we go. And consciousness doesn't care about numbers. Consciousness cares about awareness and presence. So we're doing something special today. Well, I'll tell you a little bit more about it after we get started. We will come into spiritual community this morning by singing. Jane, can you get that TV working, that monitor? So I invite you just to breathe into this moment. Not getting a guitar signal. Are we plugged in over there? Because everything's plugged in up here. I thought you were too when I first turned it on. Oh.
Dad came.
Okay, so we're going to begin with our gathering song, Grateful for It All. So I invite you to stand as we join together in song.
All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. For it all. Na 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 na. Grateful for it all. Na 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 na. Grateful for it all. So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. For it all. Na 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 na. Grateful for it all. Na 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 na. Grateful for it all. So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
One more time.
All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. For it all.
And please be seated. And let's take that right into prayer as we bring our awareness within, into our hearts, softening our bodies and breathing deeply. Breathing in the pure essence of God and breathing out, letting go and letting God be God in us today. So as we join together the day after Christmas, we're filled with the light and love and peace and hope and joy of Christmas. Having given and having received all the blessings of Christmas, this morning we get to practice the inner experience of having experienced Christmas yesterday, which is that awakened consciousness within us, that Christ consciousness, that highest expression of God in and through and as each one of us. So we give thanks. And this morning we're going to have a special experience of walking each other home as we set this up in our prayer and in our consciousness, and then we're going to go out and walk the labyrinth together, letting go of anything and everything that's not serving our highest and best, and affirming and claiming what it is that we want to bring into our lives in the next moment, and the next moment, and the next moment. So we give thanks for the expression of God, the expression of love that is Unity of Jupiter, that is each one of us who are here today. And we give thanks for of our loved ones and our friends and our coworkers and our associates and all those that walk this journey with us, knowing that together we lift each other up into a more peaceful world, into a world that works for all. We give thanks and pray this in the name and in the nature of the indwelling Christ presence. And so it is. Amen. And I want to invite Janet up to read the daily word this morning.
Good morning. Happy holiday after Christmas. Okay. So today, the word for today is faith. My inner light grows brighter through faith. Pulling back a curtain in a dark room will drive the darkness out and flood the space with light. I remember this at those times when my life feels dark. I have the power to live from faith, which brings me out of spiritual darkness. Faith helps me believe that even when I can't see it, the light of God is always shining. Little by little, my awareness of God grows increasingly brighter until I perceive the divine everywhere. I am a spiritual being, inseparable from God. I place my faith in this truth and drive out the darkness of fear and doubt that may have caused me to shrink from the fullness of life. Shining my light in the world, I inspire those around me to grow brighter with faith. And there's a quote today from John chapter 12, verse 46. I have come as light into the world so that everyone who believes in me should not remain in the darkness.
Thank you. Well, the other thing that we're doing today is that it was no excuse Sunday, so you could come in your PJs. And we're offering a gift certificate for the person that went the farthest into that expression of pajamahood. So I'm not going to make that judgment. That is just not for me to do. But I'm going to allow Jane to decide who gets our $50 Amazon gift card. If you're wearing PJs, will you please stand up so we can see you all? All right. All right. Good, good,
This is
good.
how I think we should do it. We're going to do a clapping voting thing, okay? Like one of those old game shows.
You
I'm
need
not
to
making a
stand up.
decision. So, clapping voting.
Yay!
Clapping voting.
Yay! Uh-oh, this is going to be hard.
Clapping voting.
Oh, there's a nice set.
Clapping voting.
Okay.
Is there anybody else? Did I miss anybody? No? Yes? No? Congratulations.
All right. All right. All right. That was fun. All right. Thank you for participating in that. And so this morning, we're going to walk each other home. It's a quote by Ram Dass that many of you are probably familiar with, that you've heard over the years. We are all just walking each other home. And there's many ways we could hear that. And one is that, and the way that we're going to hear it today, is that we're all walking each other home to the presence of God. And that's walking each other within, walking each other to the truth of who we are as divine beings. So, you know, it's impossible to do this life by yourself. Oh, well, maybe it's not impossible, but it's not a very fun way to do it, is it? You know, we're here, families, communities, ministry, friendships, relationships, all these things are about humanity. You know, it's said that ministry is all about relationship. You know, so we're supporting each other in becoming the best we can be. And so that's the idea. And to look at it just a little bit deeper, what does walking mean? Walking is a transformation from one place to another. So metaphysically, walking is about transformation from our lower selves to our higher selves. So each other, who are we? We, in this community, we're unitics. We're all in the like-mindedness of unity, which is about oneness and kindness and generosity and peace and all these aspects of God. And so we're walking each other into a greater expression of that. And what is home? So how many of us, the first time you walked into unity, said, I'm home? I know that was my feeling over 30 years ago when I walked into Unity Community Church in Laguna Hills, California, and just felt like, this is what I was looking for. And just a short little thing about that, when I was somewhere along the line, I heard that church isn't necessarily for when you're young. It's for when you're older. But because my family attended church, when I left church at about the age of 14 or 15, and I went up the rough side of the mountain for a few years, when I came back down that smooth side of the mountain, I found unity, and I was so ready to walk back into church, and it felt good because I had that experience when I was young. I wasn't afraid to walk into a church and feel like, something bad was going to happen. So I just thought that was a neat thing. And, as parents, maybe that's why you take your kids to church. And maybe it wasn't just because you wanted them to be afraid of God. The opposite, right? We want to know that God loves us and, have that feeling that it's good. So we're walking each other home. We're going to, the practice that we're going to do as we go outside. Again, if you want to participate, you can walk the labyrinth, and if not, there's plenty of chairs around. You can just sit and meditate or whatever, however you want to do it. No have-tos about this. But as we walk the labyrinth, what we do as we walk in, first of all, take a moment when you get to the starting point and just center in and say whatever prayer it is that connects you to the divine. God and I are one. Something along those lines, something simple. And we're going to start to walk into the center. It takes about 10 minutes to walk into the center of the labyrinth. And on the way in, you're going to let go of anything and everything that's not serving your highest and best. So I let go of fear. I let go of lack. I let go of doubt. I let go of shame. I let go of this dysfunctional relationship. I let go of whatever it is that's going on in your world. And you might find that you need to let go of that one thing the entire walk. That might be something so present to you that it's just one thing. Or it might be something different on every step. And there are probably several hundred steps on walking in. And we all have probably several hundred things to let go of. So that's up to you. You can, but just walking in, you're letting go and you're trusting, letting go, surrendering, releasing, letting go, surrendering, releasing. When you get to the center, I invite each one of you to take 5 deep breaths as you walk in. Hold on 1 second. And as you breathe, you take 5 deep breaths. I just want to remember what I said here. You're in the heart of God when you get to the center of the labyrinth. So the affirmation as you take 5 deep breaths is, I am in the heart of God. Okay, so I am in the heart of God. I'll take 5 breaths. And the reason that I want to put a little structure to that is because we have a lot of people, sometimes when people walk into the labyrinth, they want to just stay there and pray. But just because there's so many of us, I want you to walk in, do those 5 breaths, those 5 affirmations, and then start walking out. And as we walk out, we are affirming what it is that we're bringing into our lives, okay? I am peace. I am love. I am abundance. I am joy. I am wholeness. I am generosity, whatever it is. And again, whatever it is that you have to say, whether you're repeating the same thing over and over or you have new things that you want to say each time, that's up to you. Okay? So Thich Nhat Hanh said, peace is every step. So be as present as you can to your steps, to your walk. There's also, the Native Americans talk about each step is like pillows on the ground. I'm like kissing the earth with every step that I take. So again, to be present of nature, to be present of the earth, to be present of this beautiful property that we have in this beautiful labyrinth. So by the time you get out of there, you'll be fully cleansed of any erroneous thinking that hasn't been serving you, and you will be filled with truth and love and joy. And as you're done, you can have a seat. There's plenty of chairs out there. Or, whatever it is you need to do, there's the love offering boxes out there that if you want to drop that off on your way out, we are grateful for your donations. And that's it. And I'm going to be out there and I'm going to play some music as you're walking. I have my Native American flute and my guitar. And I just invite you to really enjoy this. This is for you. This is another gift of Christmas for you to really get in touch with how you're feeling, what's going on, and bringing in more of God's awareness and presence into your life. And as we do that, we create a greater sense of unity. So I'm going to repeat some of these things out there so you might, in case you forget, I'll just remind you as you're walking. But really, it's just about being in the presence and the heart of God. And just allow yourself to go deep into that place. And just know, no matter what you've been told by well-meaning people, that you are worthy of God's love. There's nothing that you've done, nowhere you've been, that takes you outside the circle of God's love. So let yourself be in that love and experience this in a way that really just opens your heart. And I'm just looking forward to seeing you all light up as we have this experience. Okay, so I'm going to go out and Larry, let me turn this off. I'm unplug here. And again, take your time. And just one other thing, the labyrinth is it's a path that you're going to walk, but don't feel trapped by any chance. If there's some reason you need to walk out of the labyrinth, walk out of the labyrinth. I just want you to know that, because if there is, and also be generous and courteous to everyone. If you find yourself walking at a faster pace, step aside, let a person walk by, but it's not a race. I want you to be present to it all. And give the person about 10 or 15 seconds in front of you before you start walking. Okay? Any questions? Yes. You can come back in here if you'd like. Yes. Yeah, after you walk the labyrinth. What would you like to do? Would you like to come back? We can come back and have a discussion about the experience.
The peace song?
Yeah. So if you want to hang out, we will close the ceremony with the peace song after everybody's walked the labyrinth. The only thing about that, if some people really want to take their time in there, I just don't want to interrupt them. But we can actually sit out there. There's plenty of chairs, and we can close it out there. Okay? All right. Any other questions? God goes before us, makes all the crooked places straight.